Hi everyone, this is Sally from Bandits, and congratulations on buying your ultimate kit. I'm just going to run through a few exercises for you that you can use with your kit to get you started and give you some inspiration. So, I've popped on my lower limb bands. They're about mid-thigh, and I'm starting with my green band around the legs. I've also chosen to use my green upper limb strap, and I have clipped it in just here next to where my leg bands have come in. So it's clipped into the front clips on the leg bands. The first exercise we're going to look at is a squat and overhead press. So with your feet about the same width as the pelvis or the hips here, we're going to come into a squat pattern, come up and do an overhead press with the band. Squat, overhead press. Good. Now what we want to feel with the kit here when we squat is that we have a slight push out on the band so that our shins are running vertically upright over the feet. So we want to avoid this position or coming too wide. We also want to feel the full footprint on the floor. So you can see here I'm working with bare feet, which helps with the feedback up and into the body. With your squat pattern, just make sure as well that your spine remains long, not arched and not hunched over, and that your hips hinge and travel backwards. So you want to imagine you're going to sit down on a chair. When you come up, I've got my handle in my thumb webbing here, so it comes up close to the body. I'm going to come up with an exhale to help activate my tummy and push up in front of the body. So let's go 10 repetitions. Squatting, exhale up. Squat, 2. Squat, 3, 4. Just watch that your shoulder doesn't hike up. Your shoulder blades want to think of melting down the back of your body towards your hips. Good job. So this is looking at the patterns of squat and push. It's a full body exercise, so you can really get your heart rate up and get your body moving and interconnected. The next exercise we're going to look at incorporates a lunge and a forwards push. So you're going to pop the ankle strap around your ankle. And then again, I'm going to use my green band. So I just hook it in the loop and make sure it's connected. I'm staying with my green leg straps. I'm going to take this leg backwards into a lunge position. And I want to feel here, my sort of thought process is that I'm going to kneel. It's not going to go down that far. So we want to have the pelvis tilting forwards, a nice fold into the front hip, and again, maintaining a long spine. So avoid coming down in this position. We want to feel all the load in this front leg. And again, with a sense of just pushing out against the band. From here, we're going to drive the arm forwards and then come up again. So we have lunge and push, lunge and push. And depending on where you're at currently, my knee is probably hovering about 1 centimeter off the floor. I've actually got a little opposition motion happening with my other arm. You may be here though. You might just be doing a small lunge today. And again, lunge push, come up. And then you would swap over and put it onto the other ankle. So you can literally move the straps over or have both of your ankle straps on at the same time. So here we are again. We're going to lunge, push, return, lunge, push, return, lunge, push. If this feels too strong for you currently, you can simply use your lighter band. So grab the red one. The other thing you can do, if this also feels a little bit strong for you, is to pop this on your leg strap again. So now I have more motion. So I'm going to take my leg back, push forwards, return. So I still have a lunge and push pattern, but because my anchor is now on my legs, I can go a bit further with the band. So you have two options with this exercise, on the ankle or on the leg band. You will notice as well, it does matter where you put this. So if it is clipped at the front, it'll be a bit easier. If I clip this in my rear clip, then the band has a little further to go, and so it'll be a bit stronger. Enjoy this exercise. It is a sagittal plane lunge with push. So we're looking at our next exercise, again here in standing. The leg motion we're going to have here is like a skater. So I'm still working with my greens. I'm really liking this resistance today. We're going to be standing and driving the leg back on a diagonal. So if we're thinking points of the compass, the leg taps southwest, southeast. We want to watch that the pelvis stays facing forwards and doesn't rotate with you when you go. Southwest, southeast. And again, we're driving out against the resistance here, which encourages extra work around these pelvic stabilizers. Now with the arms, I've got my green band attached onto my front clips. I'm going to cross them in front of me. And again, holding here in my thumb space. The arm is going to come forwards and out and back in. So we drive forwards and come out. Now, just watch here that you don't take your arm back behind you. So you're going to keep it in your peripheral vision. We also want to watch that the elbow doesn't fully lock. It's slightly bent. And we need to really feel a lot of strength here in our back muscles. So we're going to do this together. We're going to have the left leg, or if you're mirroring me, that would be your right one, and the opposite arm. And it will look like this. Tap, come in, tap, come in. So you can see here at my end position, I have this long diagonal line running from my hand through to my foot and back in again. Starting with the knees slightly bent, forward, out, come in, out, in, out. Pushing against the leg bands, driving with the arm bands. And when we do this, we should really feel this working at the back of the body. Glutes, lats, and at the back of the shoulders. You can do this nice wide motion with both arms if you want to, and you might want to take the leg a little further behind you. So you could have this kind of motion. Now the tension on your bands will be very slightly different here, because this one will have more tension than this one. But that's quite nice, because it helps you train rotational control. Enjoy this exercise. It's another great standing exercise for full body training. This next exercise is going to be down on the floor, and we're looking at a solid exercise which is called the bridge. And the bridge is going to work the back of the body. Still got the same setup with my kit, and I'm still using my green band. So lying on the floor here, let's just start off looking at our bridge position. So feet parallel, knees to the ceiling, back long. We're going to push the feet into the ground and drive upwards to the ceiling using the hips here, and then lower. Have a sense of just a mild connection on the band here, lifting up, and then coming down. Lifting up, coming down. Now you just want to watch here that you are lifting from your hips and not lifting from your back. We're then going to be adding in an overhead press. So band in the thumb space again. I'm going to just practice first of all lying on the ground. Now the arm slides up next to my face, and at this end position, shoulder blade nice and relaxed on the rib cage. Coming up and coming down. And then let's put it with the bridge. So we drive up, bottom working hard, press, come in. 2, 3, 4. Now remember, we don't want any pain in the shoulders, so your press might be a little higher like this. That's absolutely fine. And then we come down again. Coming up, overhead. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And coming down. So we've got constant work into the back of the hip there, and then an overhead press with the band. You might want to do overhead pressing with your hips on the floor, do some hip lift repeats, and then stay up and do some overhead pressing. This is another great exercise to fire up the back of the body. The muscles that run down the back of the body often need a little bit of extra gumph, which is why I've given you these exercises. This last exercise is going to be on our hands and knees. So we're working our push pattern through our hands. I'm just going to go through setup for you here. So we want to have the knees under the hips and our wrists, elbows and shoulders stacked. Now, if you're not happy or you feel uncomfortable resting on your hands, you can always roll the end of your mat up, make a sausage here, rest the heel of your hand on there, and then your fingertips back down on the floor. And it just opens up the wrist a little bit. What we're going to look at here is an overhead press again. So we're going to take the band, and as we exhale, drive the arm forwards, coming back in. Forwards, coming back in. Good. Now, we're then going to look at doing it with either a toe slide or a leg lift. So really working this diagonal oblique chain through the front of the body. So slide your leg behind you, hover the leg slightly. So we're really working against the leg bands. Pelvis will be level. And then we bring in press. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So as we're pressing with the band there, just watch that you are keeping your shoulder connected down, and that as you press, it doesn't hike up near your ear. So we have a flat pelvis, nice curves through the spine, a strong push through the hand, a toe slide, a leg lift, and a push. Now, I'm just resting here on my fist, still holding the band. You can do that also, or just let go of this band and rest on your flat hand. There are lots of variations here that you can do with this particular exercise. Hope you enjoy. Happy training.